City Hall. Like I said, it was built in the year 1915 at the cost of $3. They are very proud about that. And if you look at the color, it looks like, what is it? Green? How many of you say it's green? You can't see it. If you look to your left. They haven't polished that, so that's what the color turned out to be, green. That is the Civic Center we just passed. That's where you'll be finding some of the homeless most of the time, and the areas we had been traveling, that is South Market area. That's where you'll find most of the homeless in San Francisco. Looking onto your right, you're looking at State Building. This is the new State Building, built in 1986. There was no damage done to the State Building. It did survive. San Franciscans are very proud to point a couple of this building, which you'll be seeing onto your right. War Memorial Building, Veterans Building, and the building coming up onto your right, Opera House. This was one of the first opera houses built in Manon. Doing our tour today, climbing up top of the hill. Looking right ahead of us, that's the hill we will be climbing on. That is Mount Twin Peaks, and we will be having a picture stop on top of the hill so you can see San Francisco downtown from top. So one of the widest streets, you have seen it, Venice Avenue. Second widest street you're traveling on it, Market. And the third one is California Street, where you see the cable cars running up and down the hills of the city. That goes to Nob Hill area, where you'll be finding a couple of our famous hotels. One is Mark Hopkins, top of the Mark. A lot of people go and enjoy their drinks with a beautiful view of San Francisco. And right across from that, they have Fairmont. That was the place where the movie Hotel was filmed. That was the hotel they used. It was Fairmont. So that is our third major street in the city. Coming up onto your right, the big gray-colored building, you'll be noticing, as if you have, it says S on it. That was from here, San Francisco. Looking to your left over here, you'll see a Spanish War monument. What does that tell you? This is one of the warmest areas in San Francisco today. Mission District, and this area got its name from the Mission Dolores Mission District. It gets warm enough up here for the trees to grow, but it really don't get too warm for the fruits to come out. This is Cannery date palm trees you're looking at. Yes. What happened? Everybody came to San Francisco today? Okay, right by Mission Dolores, this big building you're looking at, this is part of Mission also, built in the year 1918, Basilica. That's why the services are being held, since Mission Dolores was too small. So the services are also being held in this area, looking onto your right, Basilica, rebuilt in the year 1918. To enter the Mission, that's $1 fee. That's for educational funds and cleanup. Right in the back, you'll see some of the...
Mission Dolores, Mission of Salt. Baptismal.
You can see they're doing that up there with the Indians, baptizing the Indian babies.
Oh. And would anybody have the skill? Or get somebody to take?
Sound, yeah.
Mission. The first mission is...
Look at it. Beautiful homes. Mostly you'll be finding Victorians are three-story homes. Bedrooms are on the top, the second level. They have kitchen and dining area and family room and all that you'll be finding on the lower level. These buildings, Victorian houses in San Francisco, they're mostly constructed of redwoods, which they've used out of this area. A lot of redwoods were being brought from Marin County. And you'll be finding they have big bay windows in it. Redwood have a tendency to absorb heat. So in the morning time when they leave their homes, they open all the drapes, blinds. That's to get the sunlight inside the homes. And redwood absorb all the heat, so when they come home, it stays warm in the house.
There's a middle school, Teresa.
You have chosen a beautiful day. It's quite warm, nice day up here in San Francisco, but it is not always like this. In summertime, you'll be finding mostly San Francisco with heavy fog, very heavy fog. What happens when inland areas,
There's a trolley car.
like Napa Valley, Sonoma, towards San Mateo County, gets hot, upper 70s to 100 degrees. All the warm air blowing towards San Francisco that mixes with the cold current from the San Francisco Bay and also from Pacific Ocean, which you'll be seeing later on. And they mix together. That's what creates fog in San Francisco in summertime, mostly. $80,000 to about $600,000. That's the prices on the homes in San Francisco today. With that, you do not get any front yard. If you do get a backyard, it will be quite a small one. And most of the houses in San Francisco City, you'll be noticing when you look at the houses there, and from the front side, it is all attached to each other. But if you go and look from the back, they leave 1 inch of a gap. That is for earthquake. And if you have more than an inch of a gap at your house in San Francisco, you're considered a rancher. These tracks you see up here, this is where the trolleys used to run. At one time, no more in this areas. Market Street, they shut down due to the traffic problems we were facing, and they're planning they might get it back next year. They might start the trolleys back in this area. This is something new they have just started to plant up here in this area. Look at this, palm trees. And this will probably grow. It stays warm in this area. The street we are crossing, Castro Street, this way you'll be finding most of the gay communities living. Right in this area, Castro District area they call. The way you can tell, if you look at the flags out here, these colorful flags, that's a gay community flag. San Francisco is a very colorful city. You'll find all kind of fruits, flakes, and nuts in San Francisco.
Very good, Billy.
And like I said, as we travel along, that flag you'll be seeing, colorful flag, that's the gay community flag. They have their own flags. Coming into Diamond Heights area, living Mission District now. Take you some of the residential areas, see what kind of houses you can get for the prices we had told you. The higher you go, the higher the prices gets in the city. Very high. Like I said, average homes anywhere from $280,000 to about $600,000. With that $280,000 home, you'll be going into Hunters Point area, which is one of the highest crime area in San Francisco. We'll be pointing it out to you as we climb the hill. Apartments for rent in this location, in Diamond Heights, you'll be paying anywhere from $800 for one bedroom to about $1,000. Gets very expensive. Some of those apartments on top of the hill, they're costing one bedroom will cost you about $1,000. Reason, $1,000 for one bedroom. Reason it's so high because you have a better view of San Francisco from top of the hill. And this is one area where you'll be finding there are a lot of apartments for rent. That's cost of living in San Francisco is very high. So a lot of people do the commuting. Like I said earlier, San Francisco City itself just has a population of 750,000 people. But about 2 million people visit San Francisco. People are traveling all the way from Napa Valley, Sonoma, some from Sacramento, state capital. And they're not only coming up to San Francisco, there are some traveling all the way further south, all the way down to Silicon Valley, Santa Clara County, where you'll be finding most of the computer industries today in the city. So there is a lot of commuting people are doing. Personally, myself, I traveled 70 miles just to come and drive a class. East of San Francisco, that's where I traveled from. And looking far to your left as we clear this building, one of the hills you'll be seeing, that is Potrero Hill. That is another one of the crime areas of San Francisco. And further down, far to your left, right by those water, that is Hunters Point area, Hunters Point, one of the highest crime area in San Francisco. If you're traveling in that area by yourself, you may want to carry a bulletproof jackets with you. You've got a lot of flying bullets. Hunters Point further down, all the way far to your left, right by the waters. You see that area? That is San Francisco Bay you're looking at. Far down to your left, you see this hill, Potrero Hill.
Oh, okay.
And further down to your left, that's where it is, Hunters Point. So if anybody tries to tell you, let's go to Hunters Point for shopping, please try not to. That's not a good shopping area. You might not be able to make it back. And look at some of the beautiful apartments. You can stay here in San Francisco. They got a better view, big, large windows. They see San Francisco with paying some high prices, high dollars on this apartment. But comes up summertime, in about 2-3 weeks, you can travel in this area, you will hardly see anything. It gets heavy fog. So they just pay that much price to just watch fog in San Francisco. What a nice deal, huh?
So he's good for chamber.
Okay, looking right ahead of us, the mountain you're looking at. It'll be onto your left-hand side. The big mountain, Mount Davidson. That is one of the highest point of elevation in San Francisco today, 938 feet high. You'll see a big cross on that mountain. That is for blessing the ships coming into Pacific Ocean. And also on each Easter Sunday, their morning prayers are being held at Mount Davidson, looking onto your left. And now we'll be climbing top of the hill, Twin Peaks, to see San Francisco downtown from top of the hill. One of the best picture stops you can have in the city, top of this hill. muscle pains. That's good for that. That is eucalyptus oil. Okay, the mountain we are climbing now, Mount Twin Peaks. And we'll see some of the good view of downtown San Francisco. Look down to your right. These are the two people we left yesterday. They're still looking for the bus. On the mountain, and also onto your left, those are sitting onto your left, you have a good view coming up onto your left. Pacific Ocean from here. Look down to your left. You can see it today. It's such a clear day. And if you're sitting onto your right, you can look at the mountains. Now, you'll be seeing the Pacific Ocean coming down. Looking onto your left, the tower you see on that mountain up there, that is Mount Sutro, Sutro's Tower. That's a communication tower you see. And the cement platform you see in that area on top of that hill, that is one of the water reservoirs for San Francisco City. Mount Sutro, Sutro's Tower, communication tower. Looking far down to your right, that is one of the major communication centers for San Francisco on San Bruno Mountain. Major communication center. They call that mountain Golden Brown Mountain of San Bruno. Well, we had some rain, but still, that mountain is a little bit brown. Always stays brown. For the past several years, we have been facing drought. But this year, we did have some rain. So you see a little bit of greenery in these areas. Okay, something we'll be pointing out up here. Looking down to your right, that hill you're looking at, with some trees on it. Right behind it, you'll see a half-moon-like structure with some floodlights. You see that? That is the home for 49ers and Giants, Candlestick Park. And that is Hunters Point area right below it. Candlestick Park. Far down to your right, you see a half-moon-like structure and with some floodlights on it. Okay, if you look right ahead of us, you're looking at San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge. It started to build in the year 1933 and was opened to vehicular traffic in 1936. The bridge is divided into two parts by a small island which sits right in the middle. That is Yerba Buena Island. Through that island runs 540 feet board tunnel, then it becomes the other half of the bridge, which you can see going on the other side. That is towards Oakland, California. Right across the bay, you can see some buildings. That is Oakland, California. Okay, the street we have been traveling on, like I said, Market Street is one of the major streets and one of the main streets of San Francisco City. Look to your right. This is the street we have been traveling on. It travels all the way from the street we just turned on at Twin Peaks Boulevard, runs from there all the way down to the waters. That is, goes all the way down to Embarcadero Center, all the way by San Francisco waterfront. Looking at some of the tall buildings, the pointed building you're looking at, that is one of the tallest buildings in San Francisco, Transamerica Building. But in a way, the building next to it, the big brown one you see, Bank of America. In a way, Bank of America is taller. Bank of America has most usable floors, 52 floors which you can use out of Bank of America. And as far as the pointed part goes on Transamerica Building, it is unoccupied. And where you see them big tall buildings, Transamerica and Bank of America, a few other buildings along that area, that is our financial district of the city, where you'll find most of the banks and businesses from all over the world. Right by Financial District, right by Transamerica Building, on the left-hand side of it, you'll find a city within the city, which we call Chinatown, with a population of around 52,000 people just in Chinatown. City within the city.
Probably just where we're standing, I think.
Are you filming?
Definitely.
Here we have a view of the Golden Gate Bridge and the Bay Area, and over that way to the island as Teresa scans. We're looking down into San Francisco. You'll see an island out in the bay that is Alcatraz.
See if I can get that. It's the Oakland Bridge.
See this, Teresa?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Caracas doesn't have the as big of buildings, or it didn't when I went by there, but Caracas is much larger than this.
Is that right?
Caracas got like 7 million people.
You see some bright colored houses. Well, there are no hippies out here anymore. They moved out, no longer in this area.
Hey, Ashbury.
But the people moved in here, they still paint the houses bright in color. That is just to remember them. Haight-Ashbury, down to your right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming back on time. And our next stop will be Golden Gate Park, one of the biggest parks in San Francisco. You have a good view of the ocean, down to your right. All them trees you see on Mount Davidson, those are eucalyptus, or you can say far roader, further from road. Okay, somebody was asking me that you did not see Candlestick Park. Look down to your right. See that hill? Down to your right, all the way down to your right. And you see a half-moon-like structure with some floodlights right behind it. That's where it is. You see it? Which way you were looking? Left? Where are we having lunch? That's a good question. Wherever you tell me, where are you taking me to lunch? You tell me the place, I'll meet for lunch. Okay, next stop is 25-minute stop at Golden Gate Park. Now, there's no restaurants or anything, but you can get some hot dogs or things like that, snacks. Fisherman's Wharf area, so you can have lunch out there also. Sounds like a good deal? But everybody cannot get a place out here. You gotta be local, San Francisco. People, that's why they have the houses so close to each other, so they know what's going on next door. Now, if you go and look from the back, they have 1 inch of a gap at these houses. Look at the front yards. This house up here, before the earthquake, was being sold for $495,000. Now it's about $600,000. It did not have any damages at all. This is one of the areas we're traveling in now, Sunset District, where a lot of people from downtown, they come up here grocery shopping. Racing, markets out here, and shops. And Chinatown is right by Union Square in downtown. Yes. So the shopping areas you can visit, Union Square is one. All kind of shops, and Chinatown, and also Fisherman's Wharf area. Looking down to your right, that big building you see, that is UCSF Medical Center. University of San Francisco Medical Center, down to your right, in Sunset District. And we'll see many other things as we travel further on. A lot of activities going up here in the park in the summertime.
Golden Gate Park.
So it was William Hammond Hall who did the park.
Gotcha. This is a Japanese tea garden in San Francisco. And Golden Gate Park. Sylvia and Ernie.
Look at that fire truck. I think they're having a fire convention.
Well, finally get to see the Pacific.
Beautiful beach up here, Sunset Beach, looking on to your left.
Sunset Beach.
You hardly find anybody swimming out in this areas due to the temperatures are too cold. Water temperatures in this area you'll be finding anywhere from 45 to about 60 degrees all year round. Actually, it's too cold. You can swim, huh? Well, all you have to do is drink some tequila. You'll be fine. If you got the wetsuits, you can go into water. A lot of surfing going on in this area. It was burned down to the ground one year after 1906 quake. In 1907, it was burned down to the ground. This is actually a nuclear house. This is where a lot of San Franciscans come down here, have drinks, go to the restaurant here. And you'll also be finding some souvenir shops right at the Cliff House. We'll be stopping up.
That was Steve who did.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They had restaurants and
Citro
theaters,
bath
a museum with
houses
rare hat
used to
plants, animals, and Egyptian artifacts.
Or the background area, Pacific Ocean. Sunset Beach.
It's not Teddy, you're right.
Now we have a rarity here. Those black spots out in the water are sea lions surfing.
Not surfers. Temperature of the water is freezing, they say. Not too many people swim in the water besides surfers with their wetsuits.
Down to your left, you're looking at Marine Headlands, Marin County Mountains. Right on the other side of the mountains, they have Marine Mammal Center. If you'd like to go and see marine mammals on the other side of the mountains, Marine Mammal Center. And if you're side of the bridge, that's where you'll be able to have some good pictures. Okay, look down to your left. Look at that. And you will be crossing it shortly. Military, I guess. Myself too. Today. Are we stopping for pictures? On the other side, yes we are. Same view. Same bridge. So it's gotta be the same view. Okay, coming. Connecting city and county of San Francisco and Marin County. By the way, if you look at the bridge, the color is not gold. The actual color of this bridge is international. because it was matching the color of the mountains of Marin County, which you look right ahead of us. And also it was somewhat seen on foggier days. The engineer who designed this bridge was Joseph Strauss. Towers today stand 746 feet high above water. The bridge has a swing capacity of 27 feet, 13.5 feet each side it swings. Over 80,000 miles of wires had been used for support cables. Looking onto your right, the small island with some buildings you're looking at, that is Alcatraz Old Federal Prison. So the criminals kept up there, Al Capone, Machine Gun Kelly, Meg Roberts, they were all stationed at Alcatraz Old Federal Prison. And some escaped out of that place, never to be found. But there is one driving your bus today. Tell no one. It's a tourist attraction place. You can get an Alcatraz tour today. You can go and visit Alcatraz Old Federal Prison. Looking down to your right, the small island with some buildings. Another island you're looking onto your right, that is Angel Island. That used to be immigration station at one point, and also used as a base during World War II to protect San Francisco in case being attacked. That is one of the biggest islands in the Bay today. As soon as we cross the second tower on the bridge, we're no longer in San Francisco. This is Marin County, one of the original 27 counties of California. This area was very popular for redwoods. Most of the redwoods were being taken out of here to build up San Francisco. Most of the Victorians were being built, and it was all destroyed by the fire of 1906. But they have one area still preserved. This is our last stop. As you'll be returning back to the bus, I'll need to know what location I'll be dropping you in San Francisco. Our tour will be finishing right by Pier 39. Those of you taking Alcatraz, boat cruises, want to stay at Fisherman's Wharf area, you may do so. But if there is anyone in the bus, you're taking tour number 12, you're...
Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco Bay. San Francisco in the background. Oakland Bridge in the background. Alcatraz. Across, we're in Marion County now, Marin County. One of the first...
The islands of the bay, coast range, shoreside communities, the San Francisco skyline, waterfront ports, as well as many other interesting sites.
Check the seals here now,
Pier 39 attracts more than 10 million visitors annually. Is the second most visited attraction in California and the third most visited in America. Previously an abandoned cargo pier, Pier 39 was later developed into a festival marketplace and reopened
too.
What was it?
No, I missed that. I didn't think it'd be bad enough. Well, I never even looked at that because
That's
I've never even worried
Oakland,
about it.
California.
And look, photography is my mind.
Oakland Bridge, crossing over from San Francisco
I'm
into
a real
Oakland. This is the bridge that was damaged in the earthquake. Hold on, I want to check that back.
One of the prestigious World Trade Club. When positioned at the ferry building is a passenger dock for the ferry boats providing transportation.
Yes, this is the bridge that got damaged during the earthquake.
Most shipping other than cruise ships has moved to the southern waterfront and to the East Bay, where you can see a number of modern facilities.
This part actually right here is the actual part where all those cars were in the accident during the earthquake of '89. As you see, there are no cars on it right now that's out of use.
Occupied by Indians. The Indians of all
Would you
tribes, as they
possibly
call
do that, or
themselves,
would you want to stay
claimed the
there?
island under an old Sioux Treaty of 1868 that gave surplus government lands to the Indians. Their 18-month occupation drew national attention and ended when the few Indians who remained on the island as a holding force were removed by federal marshals.
I mean, they would have to have people to place in those offices.
When they traded, they traded their people.
Breaking out, escaping, getting off this
Oh,
devil
they
island
are?
was all the imprisoned men could think about. Their escape attempts were both daring and ingenious. Perhaps the most unbelievable escape happened while Alcatraz was still in the hands of the Army.
You're still
Four
in
prisoners
the,
who worked in the
you're in
administrative
the cell
offices
end of it.
filled out documents recommending their own release. They forged the commander's signature and slipped them into the outgoing mail. The Washington officials were so impressed by these glowing reports that they sent orders for the immediate release of the four men.
Yeah, no tip.
The commander,
That's
though
what I
puzzled
don't
by these orders, of course obeyed them.
doing all this.
The men were on the next boat to San Francisco. After Alcatraz became a federal
Such a
prison,
strong
escape
company.
attempts were considerably less successful. On this 12-acre chiseled piece of rock, public enemies lived in cages. To them, the silence, abandonment, and desolation were overwhelming, and the chance of escape was practically nil. Only 5 men ever escaped the rock, and they were never found. Authorities say they were probably drowned and then swept out to sea. In 1963, the federal penitentiary system gave up on its ideal prison. The heavy salt air had deteriorated the facility so badly that the last 2 prisoners to attempt an escape dug their way through the walls with kitchen spoons.
Let me take a quick picture.
Here's Golden Gate Bridge again. As you can see, the wind has picked up quite considerably going out through the
The submarine you see docked alongside the pier is the USS Pompanito. She was commissioned in 1943 and patrolled the Pacific until 1945. After World War II ended, the Pompanito was decommissioned and placed in the reserve submarine fleet. She was later used in a training capacity and is now part of the National Maritime Museum Association. The Pompanito is also open to the public daily.
It's a winery in Sonoma, California.
Okay.
We're in the process of getting drunk. No,
Going to be.
going to be drunk.
Just kidding. I'll have to edit.
I'm always standing at the end of the bar.